What's up, everybody? Welcome. We're continuing in Scientology. We are now at operating Thetan level 8. Yes, if you don't know what this is about, check out the second link in the description box. Get to know. We're attacking Scientology. We're delving deep into the understanding of what the hell these people are actually doing, right? If you want to know why, check out the first video, second link in the description. We're getting straight into operating Thetan level 8. So let's continue in our what's this thing called? An article that we've been reading that is both explaining and also critiquing and also explaining the changes in the operating Thetan levels, the OT levels that people go through in Scientology to free them of their reactive mind. If you want to know what happens in the previous levels, go check out the previous videos. We're in OT level 8. So I'm going to read this immediately and share with you guys my thoughts as the Lord leads, if he leads. On operating Thetan level 8, Hubbard struggled with the question, why Thetans mock up? So basically, we'd seen all the way back in OT level 3 that we're now at 8, so we're 5 levels ahead, that initially the idea was let's do all of the auditing all the way back so you can get to 0, of which that was perceived to be potentially infinite, potentially inconclusive, because in your life, it will take so much time to get back to that kind of point. So things were adjusted. So now we're looking at why the Thetans mock up. Let's talk more. So, Hubbard mocked up a theory that postulated that the universe started with an ideal scene from which a departure occurred. So I'm going to read to you guys what it says, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents. So he's saying that we departed from something. The departure was Hubbard's basic. Hubbard was unable to find his postulated basic, and so his theory failed. There may not be such an ideal scene from which the universe started. The universe could simply be evolving toward an ideal scene, part of which is man. All we need to do is clean up the doubts, perplexities, and confusions plaguing man while keeping the traumas resolved. That was the approach of Buddha. So we've gone into another religion now. Now, here again, Scientology is actually acknowledging its limitations, right? As in, Hubbard mocked up a theory that postulated the universe started with an ideal scene from which a departure occurred. That is, according to science, that is true. According to science, there is a particular event that took place that shifted the universe, that is continuing to shift the universe until now, which is what the Big Bang Theory is based off of, and a lot of other theories. Watch my God versus Science video, guys, to get a good idea of what is really going on. Right? A departure. So when Hubbard mocked up a theory that postulated the universe started an ideal scene from which a departure occurred, that departure was Hubbard's basic. So again, this departure from this is not specified. We don't know why, how, or what humanity did to step away from this. Again, this is why I trust in the Bible, and I love the Lord, the God of the Bible, because he specifically tells us where we went wrong. In the book of Genesis, he doesn't even tell us that we went wrong. He just allows for us to read the full story and see, wait a minute, looking at the Bible and looking at the world we are now, where did it all go wrong? What was the starting point? Boom. When man and woman decided that we knew better than God, when man put Eve before God, and when Eve put herself before her husband and God for the purposes of knowledge, which according to Hubbard yesterday is the solution, or yesterday or the day before. So now he's talking about Buddha. So again, just any religion works as Scientology. Hubbard postulated that a fundamental separation between spiritual and physical characteristics existed. On this depended his concept of Thetan. But the spirit and body happen to be one integrated system. See the definition of MAST. The spirit manifests itself as a viewpoint, and this viewpoint holds certain considerations. There is no Thetan compulsively mocking up pictures. See subject claiming beingness. As a person is integrated physio-spiritual system in which the state of awareness is represented by the viewpoint. So again, that's strange to me, because why do we keep using spiritually the like assessment of that is viewpoint, because I would disagree. As a scientist, resolving of situations, anomalies, and confusions does not necessarily mean going back to some previous attained ideal scene. It could also lead to a new ideal scene that never existed before. This is evolution. If you guys don't know what I think about evolution in Scientology, check out the last video. It requires out-of-the-box creative thinking and not a dependence on some existing viewpoint. The viewpoint itself must evolve and not merely hold a position. So what we're pretty much saying already, guys, I want you to understand this. If we're saying there must not be a position held, etc., that means anything is anything. That means whatever Scientology or whoever decides to put in these things can be anything, because if anything is anything, then anything is anything. That's my thing about the Kingdom of Darkness. Kingdom of Darkness will always say, whatever you want, do what thou wilt, right? That's the only scripture of Satan. It sounds great, but when you apply it like this, there's so many levels and things they're saying that are not specific, that I'm like, well, what are you talking about exactly? Explain what you're talking about, because you're just acting right now like this is something that's, the viewpoint itself must evolve and not merely hold a position. So let's continue. There is no salvation back to some previous state. There is only evolution to higher states. So again, completely contradictory to the Bible, where I believe that God is trying to return us to the garden. I've talked about this in the last couple of videos, so I won't repeat it. In this case, it's like, no, we're going to return you to a high, we're going to return you to being gods. We're already gods in this world, guys. People don't believe in God because we're already gods. We've already put ourselves above God. And this is the state of the world. Hubbard never followed anyone else in his organization to think creatively. He held fixedly onto his theta mist theory and never questioned it. Scientology is currently holding its position and degenerating into a set of beliefs. Total dependence on recall in auditing means there is no creative thinking and no evolution. This rounds up OT level 8. This is true. If we are reliant, or Scientology is reliant on the fact that the person has to recall stuff that has happened previously to them, then there is absolutely no way that we can say that there's particular levels, because that could happen at any point. So that's interesting. What was I also going to say about that? So there's no creative thinking, there's no evolution in that, which again, the whole creative thinking evolution is supposed to be natural to man, as according to L. Ron Hubbard. So we're actually negating, we're resisting, we're retracting and preventing the ability for man to do that, according to Scientology. You're a hypocrite. So let's read further. The OT technique that Hubbard introduced at OT level 3 was not based on sound theory, and therefore it failed. The few wins that one gets on OT levels is through the resolution of cycles mishandled earlier on Hubbard's previous techniques. But Hubbard's overall brilliance as a pioneer must be acknowledged without reservation. His research in Scientology has led many new efforts to bring improvements in the field of mind and spirit. Hubbard wanted to make an incredible impact in the field of both science and religion. I believe he has done so. It will be amply demonstrated as we go over all his research and consolidate the discoveries. For example, when we apply Hubbard's discoveries in the field of logic to his flawed theta mess theory, it leads to great improvements in our understanding of this universe. I thank Hubbard for his ample contributions to the field of knowledge. Note August 1st, 2023. For recent thoughts on this research into OT levels, please refer to the ultimate bottom. So this is the end of this article which we were reading, which was Scientology OT levels, which is by Veneer.me. And all I have to say is this. It's clear. Scientology reels you in. Oh, we're going to help you for your reactive mind. We're going to help you with that extra stuff that's stopping you from being the best version of yourself. We believe that without all of that, you would be the best version of yourself. You get involved. All of a sudden, it becomes about you being a spiritual being that came from a planet 75 million years ago, ruled by Xenu, the galactic overlord, that sent you here with disembodied spirits, that now you need to do a whole bunch of auditing of yourself and those spirits and whatever. Guys, this is insanity. This is insanity. And this is why I look through this stuff, because it's easy for us to hear of rumors or people's experiences and turn away from something. It's another thing to delve deep into what these people are actually doing that's getting people caught up in the first place. Even for myself, when I went for my personality test, if I was the type of person who easily gets caught up, I would have been like, oh wow, these guys have told me some truths I never knew. Like, I must need this. I need to come back. In fact, the guy who did my graph was like, oh, I hope you do come back again. We would love to have you. You're the perfect candidate. Yada, yada, yada. If I was desperate, but there are so many things to consider. All these OT levels is just research. This is what I don't think. This is when I don't think people understand science and actually understand science. If something is current research, that means it's not proven. That means it's not even a scientific theory. It means it's ongoing research. If I was to be telling you guys about what I think about people's opinions about being on an airplane, right, for example, if I was in the midst of doing research, I haven't completed the research, I'm just giving you my opinion. That's just my opinion. It's not God-given. It's not even confirmed research. It's just what I'm saying. I could just decide that on a random week, 12 more people decided to answer my questionnaire, let's say, and now my research level's gone up because of that's the reality of science. Like, people have to publish stuff, they have to get it recognized in a recognizable journal. It's not just easily done. And that's what I think L. Ron Hubbard has done so well, is he's reinforced this ability, and not even ability, but this thought to us that, oh, I'm in church because I'm a co-Christian, because I follow these specific rules to show up and do this. No. I'm sorry to tell you. Do I believe that God wants us to be in a community eventually? All of us? Yes. Because I believe there's power in community. However, does he want us to get there any sooner if it means it's going to destroy our relationship with him or how we see ourselves? Absolutely not. And that's the thing, Scientology for me, I'm just like, the more I look into it, I'm just like, this sounds like a whole bunch of nonsense. And then it wants to talk about Buddha now, like, oh, this is what Buddha believes. And all this malarkey, like, what is this? Truthfully, I don't get it. I don't even get it. All we need to do is clean up doubts, perplexities, and confusions plaguing man while keeping the traumas resolved. That was the approach of Buddha. A person is in an integrated physio-spiritual system in which the state of awareness is represented by the viewpoint. So viewpoint, again, is being utilized in some kind of way as that's your viewpoint, but you can look at the world in a different way, which again helps to take away your ability to question, to be in a respectful position as an adult, as a person. Like I said to you guys, I'll give you the same example I gave before. This theory, all of Scientology, would suggest that I should just do whatever I want without thinking about it. That's essentially what we're building up to. That's what L. Ron Hubbard is talking about. However, right, I don't know what the time is right now. Let me see. So it's after 11, right? This is my favorite time of the day. I love 11 until 2 a.m. is my favorite time of day. So this would be the perfect time for me to click off this video, I'll start uploading and be blasting music out loud. How inconsiderate would that be for my neighbors, particularly for the fact that I listen to rock music. So that would probably scare them. No, we don't live in a society where it's ever intelligent to just think solely about yourself. But that's what's being encouraged in Scientology. Be selfish. Think about you. Think about this. Think about you doing whatever you want. Because in that scenario, in a Scientologic scenario, according to L. Ron Hubbard, I would just do whatever I want to do. And the fact that what I want to do might be considered negative to others is their problem. And that's what people don't realize about Scientology, is that it's encouraging you, yes, to release your reactive mind, which I don't think it can do. I think that it actually adds more demons to your life. But then when you get there, you got to deal with those consequences of your actions, and that's what's kind of insane. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe if you're feeling the vibe and you want to join the tribe. I'm just sharing with y'all, this Scientology stuff is nuts. How can you believe in this before you believe in the Bible? How can you believe in this and whatever this is where we're supreme thetans before you even give God a chance of the Bible? That's all I want to ask. Give him a chance, because I'm living a tangible life of God, and if you subscribe to this, that's all you're going to see here. That's all we do. Because if life's a game, let's play to win. God bless every single one of you guys watching this. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next one.